Imagine a time when downloading a single song could take an entire day. A time when patience was a virtue for music lovers. Close your eyes and think about how different the world was just 20 years ago. A world where technology was evolving, but still had a long way to go. The internet was slow, computers were clunky, and listening to music meant dealing with bulky CDs or cassette tapes, often carrying around stacks of them. But a revolution was brewing. A hidden revolution that would change the way we experience music forever, even if it started quietly. This is the story of the MP3 CD, a forgotten format that bridged the gap between the analog world and the digital age, paving the way for the future of music. It was a time of dial-up modems and crackling phone lines, a time when the internet was a noisy, slow, and often frustrating experience. A time when the idea of streaming music seemed like a distant fantasy, something out of a science fiction novel. Yet, amidst this technological landscape, a new format emerged, one that promised to unlock the potential of digital music, the MP3, changing the game forever. This revolutionary technology, with its ability to compress audio files without significant loss in quality, opened up a world of possibilities for music lovers, making music more accessible. Suddenly, music lovers could download entire albums from the internet, albeit at a snail's pace, but it was a start. Hard drives, once limited in their ability to store music, could now hold entire libraries of albums, transforming personal music collections. The MP3 format was a game changer, but there was one problem. Most people still listened to music on traditional CD players, which couldn't play MP3 files. This is where the often overlooked MP3 CD comes in, a format that allowed people to enjoy digital music on their existing CD players. Before the days of Spotify and Apple Music, accessing a vast library of music meant carrying around a backpack full of CDs. Each disc held a limited number of songs, and switching between albums was a cumbersome affair. The idea of having thousands of songs at your fingertips seemed like an impossible dream. The advent of the MP3 format changed everything. With MP3s, music lovers could store hundreds of songs on a single CD-ROM, transforming the way they listened to and enjoyed music. No longer were they confined to the limitations of a handful of discs. The world of digital music was at their fingertips. But this new era of digital music presented a challenge: how to play these newfangled MP3 files on existing stereo systems. The answer, as it turned out, was a clever workaround. The MP3 CD. By simply burning MP3 files onto a CD-ROM, users could utilize their existing CD players to access their burgeoning digital music collections. The beauty of the MP3 CD lay in its simplicity. It wasn't a new format, but rather a clever hack that exploited the capabilities of both CD-ROM technology and the emerging MP3 decoding technology. These discs, indistinguishable from their audio CD counterparts, held the key to unlocking a world of digital music on devices not specifically designed for the task. Car stereos, once limited by the number of discs in a changer, could now pump out hundreds of songs, transforming road trips and commutes. Home stereo systems, equipped with multi-disc changers, could now hold near libraries of music. The MP3 CD was a game changer, albeit a temporary one. In the early days of the internet, accessing and storing digital music was a formidable challenge. Dial-up connections, the norm for most households, crawled along at a snail's pace, making the download of even a single song a test of patience. A 3-minute pop tune, in its uncompressed glory, could take hours to transfer, often testing the limits of a user's technological fortitude. Hard drives, those digital repositories of precious data, were also operating under constraints. Storage space was a luxury, measured in megabytes, rather than the expansive gigabytes we take for granted today. Storing an entire music collection in its original, uncompressed format was simply not feasible for the average user. The limitations of early internet speeds and storage capacities created a digital bottleneck. hindering the mass adoption of digital music. Music lovers were eager to embrace the convenience and vast selection offered by the digital realm, but the technology of the time struggled to keep pace. It was within this constrained environment that the seeds of a digital music revolution were sown. Section 2. A revolution in compression. The development of MP3, short for MPEG-1 Audio Layer 3, marked a pivotal moment in the history of digital music. This innovative audio compression format, introduced in 1992, possessed the remarkable ability to significantly reduce the size of digital audio files without a substantial loss in perceived sound quality. MP3 achieves this feat through a process known as lossy compression. In essence, the algorithm analyzes the audio data and discards information deemed inaudible or less important to the human ear. This selective removal of data allows for drastic reductions in file size, often by a factor of 10 to 1 or more. The implications of this technological breakthrough were profound. Suddenly, what once took hours to download could be achieved in a matter of minutes. Entire albums, previously unthinkable to store on a typical hard drive, now occupied a fraction of the space. MP3 effectively removed the digital bottleneck, paving the way for the widespread adoption of digital music. It was a revolution in compression, forever altering the way we access, store, and share music. Section 3. The rise of the MP3. The impact of MP3 on the music industry was swift and transformative. No longer constrained by the limitations of physical media, music lovers could now explore a vast and growing library of digital music online. The sharing of music files flourished, facilitated by the emergence of peer-to-peer file-sharing networks like Napster. The rise of MP3 also fueled the development of portable digital audio players. Early devices, while limited in storage capacity, provided a tantalizing glimpse into the future of music consumption, a future where entire music libraries could be carried in one's pocket. As MP3 players gained traction, so too did the desire for a convenient and accessible way to play these digital files on home and car stereo systems. While some early adopters connected their computers directly to their stereos, this approach was cumbersome and impractical for many. A more elegant solution was needed, one that could bridge the gap between the digital and analog worlds. Section 4. Bridging the gap. The MP3 CD emerged as a clever and accessible solution to a pressing technological challenge: how to play digital music files on existing CD players. The concept was remarkably simple. Instead of burning audio CDs, which used a different format, users could burn MP3 files directly onto a CD-ROM. These MP3 CDs, indistinguishable in appearance from standard audio CDs, could be played on any CD player equipped with MP3 decoding capabilities. This compatibility was not always advertised, but many newer stereo systems, particularly those manufactured in the early 2000s, included this hidden functionality. The beauty of the MP3 CD lay in its simplicity and ingenuity. It required no new technology or complex formats. It was a workaround, a hack that leveraged existing technology to provide a much-needed solution. Section 5. A new era of listening. For music enthusiasts, the advent of the MP3 CD ushered in a new era of listening. Suddenly, the limitations of the traditional audio CD, with its capacity of around 80 minutes, were shattered. A single MP3 CD could hold hundreds of songs, equivalent to multiple audio CDs, transforming the listening experience. Road trips were revolutionized. No longer were drivers confined to a limited selection of pre-selected CDs. With MP3 CDs, they could carry entire music collections on a single disc, providing hours of entertainment. Home stereo systems, often equipped with multi-disc changers, could now hold near libraries of music. Imagine the delight of having access to thousands of songs at your fingertips, all neatly organized on a handful of MP3 CDs. Section 6. The MP3 CD experience. Creating an MP3 CD was a relatively straightforward process, accessible to anyone with a computer, a CD burner, and a rudimentary understanding of file management. Users would typically organize their music libraries into folders on their computers, often categorized by artist, album, or genre. These folders would then be burned onto a blank CD-R disc using readily available CD burning software. The software would transfer the MP3 files onto the disc, preserving the folder structure, which would later be used for navigation. Once burned, the MP3 CD could be inserted into any compatible CD player. Navigation varied depending on the device, but most allowed users to browse through the folder structure, selecting artists, albums, and individual tracks. Section 7. A legacy in transition. The MP3 CD, while a pivotal innovation in its time, occupied a relatively short-lived chapter in the history of digital music. Its rise coincided with the rapid evolution of digital audio players, such as Apple's iPod, which offered significantly greater storage capacities, more sophisticated user interfaces, and enhanced portability. As digital audio players became more affordable and mainstream, the need for MP3 CDs gradually diminished. The convenience and portability of these dedicated devices outweighed the benefits of the MP3 CD, relegating it to a niche solution for specific use cases. However, the legacy of the MP3 CD should not be underestimated. It served as a crucial bridge between the analog and digital worlds, providing a practical and accessible way for millions of music lovers to embrace the burgeoning world of digital music. In the early 2000s, a subtle shift began to occur in the world of consumer electronics. Stereo systems, those stalwarts of living rooms and bedrooms, began to sport a curious new addition: the MP3 logo. This seemingly innocuous addition hinted at a fundamental change taking place, a blending of the familiar world of CDs with the burgeoning realm of digital music. At first glance, these MP3-equipped stereos resembled their predecessors. They had the same sleek designs, the same reassuring weight, the same promise of delivering high-quality audio. But beneath the surface, a technological revolution was brewing, one that would forever alter the way we listen to and experience music. The inclusion of MP3 decoding capabilities in these stereos was a game-changer, albeit a subtle one. It meant that these devices, traditionally designed to play audio CDs, could now access the vast and growing world of digital music. No longer were music lovers confined to the limitations of physical media. The doors to a digital revolution had been flung wide open. One of the most compelling advantages of the MP3 CD was its sheer storage capacity. A standard audio CD, constrained by its physical limitations, could hold around 80 minutes of music. An MP3 CD, on the other hand, could store 10 times that amount, packing hundreds of songs onto a single disc. For music lovers, this increase in capacity was a revelation. Imagine holding in your hand a single disc that contained your entire music collection, a library of songs at your fingertips. Road trips were transformed, commutes became symphonies of personal soundtracks, and the limitations of physical space seemed to melt away. The ability to store such vast amounts of music on a single disc had a profound impact on the way people consumed music. No longer were they restricted to a handful of CDs, carefully curated for specific occasions. With MP3 CDs, the possibilities were endless, the only limit being the size of one's digital music library. The MP3 CD offered more than just an increase in capacity. It provided a level of choice and control that was previously unimaginable. With hundreds of songs at their disposal, music lovers could curate their listening experience with unprecedented precision. Using simple CD burning software, Users could create custom playlists, grouping songs by artist, genre, mood, or any other criteria they desired. These playlists could then be burned onto MP3 CDs, providing a tailored listening experience for any occasion. This newfound freedom of choice extended beyond personal playlists. MP3 CDs also made it easier to share music with friends and family. Imagine burning a disc filled with your favorite songs, a curated mixtape of your musical tastes, and gifting it to a loved one. The MP3 CD became a vehicle for sharing not just music, but also emotions, memories, and personal connections. Section 4. The MP3 CD ecosystem. The rise of the MP3 CD was facilitated by a confluence of technological advancements. The widespread adoption of CD burners, once a niche technology, made it easy for anyone with a computer to create their own MP3 CDs. Software for ripping CDs into MP3 files and burning them onto blank discs became readily available, often bundled with new computers. The development of MP3 decoding technology also played a crucial role. As manufacturers integrated this technology into their stereo systems, car stereos and portable CD players, the MP3 CD gained a foothold in the consumer electronics market. What was once a niche technology quickly became a mainstream phenomenon. This ecosystem of readily available hardware and software, coupled with the increasing popularity of digital music, created the perfect environment for the MP3 CD to thrive. It was a technology at the right place at the right time, poised to capitalize on a growing demand for portable, high-capacity music storage. Section 5. Beyond the home stereo. The appeal of the MP3 CD extended beyond the confines of the home stereo system. Car manufacturers, recognizing the growing popularity of digital music, began to integrate MP3 CD playback capabilities into their car stereos. This integration transformed the driving experience, providing access to vast music libraries on the go. Portable CD players, once limited to playing standard audio CDs, also embraced the MP3 revolution. These devices, often equipped with shock protection and anti-skip technology, allowed music lovers to take their MP3 CD collections with them wherever they went. The proliferation of MP3 CD playback capabilities across a wide range of devices cemented its status as a ubiquitous technology. No longer confined to a specific device or location, music lovers could enjoy their digital music collections virtually anywhere. Section 6. A format in transition. Despite its popularity, the MP3 CD was destined to be a transitional technology. Its rise coincided with the rapid evolution of digital audio players such as Apple's iPod, which offered a more elegant and integrated solution for storing and playing digital music. These dedicated digital audio players, with their larger storage capacities, more intuitive user interfaces, and enhanced portability, gradually overshadowed the MP3 CD. As the technology matured and prices dropped, digital audio players became the preferred choice for music lovers on the go. The decline of the MP3 CD was not a reflection of its shortcomings, but rather a testament to the relentless pace of technological innovation. It had served its purpose, bridging the gap between the analog and digital worlds and paving the way for a new era of music consumption. Today, the MP3 CD may seem like a relic of a bygone era, a footnote in the ever-evolving story of digital music. But its legacy lives on, not just in the countless discs gathering dust in attics and garages, but also in the way we consume music today. The MP3 CD taught us the value of digital music, its portability, its vastness, and its ability to personalize our listening experience. It showed us that music could be more than just a physical object. It could be a digital companion, accessible anytime, anywhere. So, as you browse through your streaming service of choice, or scroll through the seemingly endless playlist on your smartphone, take a moment to remember the humble MP3 CD. It may be gone, but its impact on the way we listen to music continues to resonate today. The MP3 CD, for all its ingenuity and adaptability, enjoyed a relatively brief reign as a dominant force in the world of music. It was a moment in the sun, a fleeting era when this hybrid format, bridging the gap between analog and digital, captured the hearts and minds of music lovers eager to embrace the convenience of digital audio without abandoning their existing stereo systems. From car stereos to home entertainment centres, the MP3 CD found a welcoming home in a world on the cusp of a digital revolution. It was a symbol of progress, a tangible representation of the increasing accessibility of digital music. The ability to store hundreds of songs on a single disc, to craft personalised playlists, and to navigate through vast music libraries using familiar folder structures resonated with consumers. It was a taste of the future, a glimpse into a world where music was no longer confined to the physical limitations of vinyl records or audio CDs. As the MP3 CD basked in its moment of glory, a new contender emerged on the technological horizon, one that would forever alter the landscape of music consumption: the Apple iPod. This sleek, pocket-sized device, unveiled in 2001, ushered in an era of unprecedented portability and storage capacity. The iPod, with its intuitive user interface, its ability to store thousands of songs, and its seamless integration with Apple's iTunes software, quickly captured the imagination of music lovers worldwide. It was more than just a digital audio player. It was a cultural phenomenon, a status symbol, and a harbinger of a world where music would be untethered from physical media. The iPod's rise cast a long shadow over the MP3 CD. While the latter offered a convenient way to bridge the gap between digital music and existing stereo systems, the iPod represented a complete paradigm shift, a move away from discs and towards a fully digital music ecosystem. The introduction of the iPod and the subsequent proliferation of digital audio players coincided with a rapid increase in storage capacities and a steady decline in prices for flash memory. These technological advancements, driven by Moore's law, meant that consumers could now carry thousands and eventually tens of thousands of songs in their pockets, all without the need for bulky external discs. The MP3 CD, with its relatively limited storage capacity of around 700 megabytes, suddenly felt antiquated in comparison. While it could still hold a respectable music collection, it paled in comparison to the ever-expanding storage capabilities of dedicated digital audio players. This shift in storage technology marked a turning point in the evolution of music consumption. The allure of carrying an entire music library in one's pocket without the need for discs or changers proved irresistible to a generation accustomed to the rapid pace of technological advancement. The iPod's success wasn't solely due to its storage capacity or its sleek design. It was also a testament to the power of seamless integration. Apple's iTunes software, while initially met with mixed reactions, provided a centralized hub for managing, organizing, and transferring music to the iPod. This tight integration between hardware and software, a hallmark of Apple's product philosophy, created a user experience that was both intuitive and enjoyable. The days of burning CDs, of navigating through folder structures, and of dealing with compatibility issues were fading into the rearview mirror. The MP3 CD, for all its merits, lacked this level of integration. It was essentially a workaround, a temporary solution to a problem that was rapidly being solved by dedicated digital audio players and their accompanying software ecosystems. The decline of the MP3 CD wasn't solely driven by the rise of the iPod and its ilk. It was also a reflection of a broader shift in consumer behavior, a move away from physical media and towards the convenience of digital downloads and eventually streaming services. The emergence of online music stores, such as Apple's iTunes Store, Amazon Music, and later Spotify and Tidal, provided consumers with instant access to vast libraries of music, all without the need for physical discs or downloads. Music, once a tangible object, was becoming increasingly ethereal, a stream of data flowing through the airwaves and into our devices. The MP3 CD, once a symbol of the digital music revolution, was now seen as a vestige of a bygone era, a reminder of a time when music was tethered to physical objects. As the digital music revolution gained momentum, the MP3 CD slowly faded from prominence. It became relegated to a niche format used primarily for specific use cases, such as creating backups of music collections, sharing music with those without digital audio players, or playing music in older cars that lacked auxiliary inputs or Bluetooth connectivity. The once ubiquitous MP3 logo, once a proud symbol of a device's ability to embrace the digital world, became increasingly rare, a relic of a technological transition that had come and gone. The decline of the MP3 CD was not a sudden demise, but rather a slow and gradual fade into obsolescence. It was a natural progression, a testament to the relentless pace of technological innovation and the ever-evolving ways in which we consume music. Today, the MP3 CD stands as a reminder of a pivotal chapter in the evolution of music technology. It was a bridge between the analog and digital worlds, a clever workaround that allowed millions of music lovers to embrace the convenience and vastness of digital music without abandoning their existing stereo systems. While its reign as a dominant format was short-lived, its impact on the way we consume music should not be underestimated. It paved the way for the rise of digital audio players, online music stores, and streaming services, fundamentally altering our relationship with music. So the next time you stumble upon an MP3 CD, tucked away in a drawer or forgotten in a box of old electronics, take a moment to appreciate its significance. It is a relic of a revolution, a testament to human ingenuity, and a reminder that even in the face of rapid technological advancement, there is always room for clever workarounds and ingenious solutions. The MP3 CD may be a relic of the past, but its story is far from over. It holds a special place in the evolution of music technology. It stands as a testament to human ingenuity, a testament to our ability to adapt and innovate in the face of technological change. The MP3 CD is a symbol of our relentless pursuit of progress. It reminds us that progress isn't always about abandoning the old for the new, but about finding creative ways to bridge the gap, to make the familiar work in harmony with the emerging. This balance is crucial for sustainable innovation. Think back to those early adopters, those pioneers who embraced the MP3 CD, who saw its potential to revolutionize music consumption. They saw its potential to unlock a world of digital music on their existing stereo systems, blending the old with the new. They weren't afraid to delve into instruction manuals, to explore hidden features, and to push the boundaries of what their devices could do. They were driven by a thirst for more, a desire to innovate and enhance their listening experience. They were driven by a thirst for more, a desire to break free from the constraints of the physical and embrace the boundless possibilities of the digital. This drive was the catalyst for change. They wanted to break free from the constraints of the physical and embrace the boundless possibilities of the digital, paving the way for future innovations. The MP3 CD, in its own quiet way, helped to usher in a new era of music consumption, changing how we interact with music. It was a stepping stone, a crucial link in the chain of technological evolution. A bridge between the analog past and the digital future, connecting two worlds and paving the way for new innovations. Paving the way for the iPods, the streaming services, and the interconnected world we live in today. It set the stage for the digital revolution in music. And now, as we live in an interconnected world, we can appreciate the role the MP3 CD played in shaping our digital music landscape. The story of the MP3 CD holds valuable lessons for us today, even as we navigate an ever more complex and rapidly evolving technological landscape. It teaches us the importance of adaptability, of finding creative solutions to emerging challenges. It reminds us that innovation doesn't always require groundbreaking new inventions, that sometimes the most elegant solutions lie in repurposing and reimagining existing technologies. The MP3 CD era also highlights the importance of user ingenuity, of the role consumers play in shaping the trajectory of technology. It was the passion and resourcefulness of music lovers, their desire to access and enjoy digital music on their own terms, that propelled the MP3 CD into the mainstream. And let's not forget the importance of meticulous organization. Those who embraced the MP3 CD quickly learned the value of carefully curating their digital music collections. They spent hours, if not days, organizing their music libraries, creating intricate folder structures, and labeling discs with meticulous care. This attention to detail, often born out of necessity, instilled a sense of ownership and pride in their digital music collections. As we stand at the precipice of a new era, marked by artificial intelligence, virtual reality, and the metaverse, the lessons of the MP3 CD era resonate with a renewed sense of urgency. We are once again faced with a rapidly changing technological landscape, one that demands adaptability, creativity, and a willingness to embrace the unfamiliar. The MP3 CD, with its humble beginnings and its ingenious simplicity, reminds us that even in the face of overwhelming technological complexity, there is always room for clever workarounds, for elegant solutions that bridge the gap between the old and the new. It is a call to embrace the spirit of innovation that propelled the MP3 CD to prominence, to approach the challenges of our time with a sense of curiosity, creativity, and a willingness to push the boundaries of what's possible. As we revel in the wonders of streaming services and cloud storage, marveling at the convenience and accessibility they offer, let us not forget the physical artifacts that paved the way for this digital utopia, the tangible pieces of history that tell the story of our musical journey. Those dusty boxes of MP3 CDs, once cherished and now forgotten, tucked away in attics and garages, hidden from the hustle and bustle of modern life, are more than just outdated technology. They are time capsules, preserving memories and moments from a different era, preserving a pivotal chapter in the evolution of music consumption, a chapter that deserves to be remembered and celebrated. So I urge you, dear viewer, to take a moment to embark on a digital archaeology expedition of your own, to rediscover the treasures hidden in your own home. Dust off those old MP3 CDs, wipe away the years of neglect, fire up those long-forgotten stereo systems, and let the music play once more. And take a trip down memory lane, reliving the moments that these songs encapsulate. Listen to the playlists you meticulously crafted, each song a piece of your personal history. Rediscover the songs that shaped your youth, the anthems of your teenage years, and marvel at the ingenuity of a bygone era, an era that laid the foundation for today's digital age. And as you do so, take a moment to reflect. Remember that the story of the MP3 CD is not just about a forgotten format. It's a testament to the evolution of technology. It's about the enduring power of music, the universal language that connects us all, the ingenuity of those who love it, and the passion that drives innovation and the ever-evolving ways in which we experience its magic, from vinyl to streaming. What do you think of this hidden revolution in music? How has it impacted your life? Share your thoughts and memories in the comments below. Let's start a conversation. And if you enjoyed this journey back in time, if it brought back fond memories, don't forget to like, subscribe and share with your friends, and hit that notification bell so you won't miss our next exploration of forgotten technologies. Until next time, keep those digital memories alive and cherish the past as we move forward into the future.